Morning, good afternoon, everybody. Getting started in a minute or two, so bear with me, please. And we'll be getting going about just another minute or two. Thank you. All right, let's get going. Choppy morning this morning, as you can see, if you guys have been watching the markets. Got a lot going on in the markets this week, going into next week as well. We have a big Fed meeting next week. Is going to be very pivotal as to some directions that the market is going to head. Everybody's looking for a last rate hike coming in next week, and from there probably a pause. And the question is going to be whether that pause is going to turn into a lengthy pause or an indication that we may reverse and start to lower rates getting into the second part of this year. Uh, I don't know that there's a foregone conclusion at this point. We still have a lot of economic data to come out. Employment is still pretty strong, but the economy, inflation has definitely been receding, but it is still definitely very sticky in places. And the problem is going to be whether or not GDP, which is due this week, later on this week. Also, PCE, very big number coming out on Friday that we need to pay attention to, please. So there's a lot of information out there right this second, and a lot of, I don't necessarily call it nervousness in the market. The volatility, believe it or not, has not really been there. Interestingly enough, we're very, very range bound on a lot of things right now, and uh, unless you're playing the ranges, it's been difficult. Okay, there's no question that it's been difficult over the last week or two or so. Okay, so it's time to be patient. Let the market settle a little bit. Keep your position sizes small. Let's see if we can get some direction going. Right, market is just very, very choppy right now and unsure, and it'll probably be that way until we get a little bit more clarity coming through the end of this week. The GDP number is going to be important in some respects. My fear, or not my fear, what I think is coming is an area of stagflation, which is low growth and stubbornly high inflation. Inflation doesn't have to be 8 or 9 or 10%. It can be 4 or 5 and be sticky at 4 or 5%. And that's going to cause and create some problems in the market. So very, very unclear right now as to what's going on. And I just think at this point, you got to be just cautious, small position sizes, and just be patient and look for good opportunities to get into some trades at some good levels, and using the amazing trader charts to do it. Sometimes the problem is we have some the high or low of the day directional indicator is a great trade for us. Unfortunately, oftentimes by the time we get in the morning, that high or low of the day on one side has been put in oftentimes, and so we're not there to catch that swing, that move, and that's so that makes things a little bit more difficult. So right now I'm flat as we were talking. Um, Picking around a little bit this morning, lost a couple of bucks, nothing, nothing serious. Haven't really been any major AT trades. I'm looking at the S&P. I'm more looking for kind of a reversal at the end. I'm having a difficult time going short, going long on the indexes. And so today they were down, and now they're kind of everything's just about flat as far as the day is concerned. We were looking at the euro yen before, very, very bullish, very bullish. Problem is believe it or not, when you dig deep and you really go out to a longer term, we're looking at a on a weekly term. Okay, so we are looking at major highs, right? So this is the high of that's even the week. Let's look at the month. Just take a look where we're at. Okay, so look at these highs that we are in. Okay, so this is last year's high. We're right up to last year's high right here. Tough to be long right this second. It looks really, really powerful, but this is just not a good entry point, unfortunately. Okay, going back to the 15-minute, it's bullish. You can get in with a stop below here, but I'm definitely worried about that weekly high. But you know what? Just take a look. We can always let's just look at the daily. Look how strong this is, euro yen. Okay. But we're really, really up against, key highs. So it's tough to get into the position, maybe on the shorter term time frame. Just take a look. You can go long. you know, you could just keep going. Let's just take a look. Man, this thing is just so strong. Why this thing is strong. But don't want to chase it. You could put a stop below here, but I don't want to chase it right this second. Let's go look at the yen pairs. See what else is happening. See if there's anything in the yen pairs that look good today. Outside the euro. So yens are a little weak today, as you see. But once again, we're getting into tough areas. Dollar yen may be setting a directional indicator up high. Euro yen, that's why I'm not chasing it right here. CAD yen, let's just take a look at the CAD yen maybe for a little reversal at some point. Hold on. Low, coming back up. Do a CAD yen. This is the 1 hour. See what the 15-minute looks like. Lines in, coming back down, coming back down. Let's just see this CAD yen. Yen is definitely big move down. Can't do it yet. Let's see if anything else is happening. Next, let's just see what this one is. Okay. Gold, 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 gold. S&P. See if there's maybe a short S&P up here. I just see maybe the high of the day is the S&P. And look at this range on the S&P already. It's short on the S&P over here. It's really off of only one line. I want to do some trades for you guys. Strong, strong, strong. This is really the key area. Would be, well, gotta go all the way up there. No, this is the 1 hour. 1 hour, you still have room to go up in this area for sure. Look at 15-minute again. I don't know if that's the high. Calling the high of the day at this point in time is not an easy thing to do. 10 after 11. I'm just looking at this big range. Came all the way down, all the way back up. I don't feel good about anything today so far, folks. So we're just going to just look to put on a bunch of trades today. Let's just take a look. I think it's just so choppy. So choppy. That dollar yen. Maybe get a directional indicator up here on dollar yen. This is a 15-minute chart, end of the day, 10-12. Just see what's going on here. This big move up on Friday on the dollar yen. Sold off. Another move higher. 9, 10, 13. See if this guy holds right here. So see a little higher for the dollar yen. And boom. Would be short up here is where you'd want to be. Take a look. This is going to confirm. Okay, we're gonna go short there. S&P, there goes the S&P running out. Probably take my trade off. Hold on. Let's see. Oh. Let's see what else is happening. Let's get this confirmation right here on dollar yen would be good. Time is it? 10:14, 10:15. All right, so we'll get a confirmation on a directional indicator up here. This should confirm now directional indicator. Okay. Are there any questions out there, by the way, please ask. Go let those two trades run. See if we can get a directional indicator up here on the euro at the high of the day. Very choppy, guys, as you can see. Very, very choppy. Any questions out there? Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to take a break for a second. Okay, I'll be right back in a second. Well, it's 10:15. Be right back. Quiet. Sorry, guys, I'm back. Okay. But once again, very, very, very quiet. Let's go back. Just chopping around. Okay. See if there's anything else going on. Go back to my regular setups. Let's take a look. It's a euro yen, euro yen. Yeah. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Everybody understand what I did? Okay. So we have the US dollar yen. All right. We do have a directional indicator up here at the high of the day. Uh, Short on the dollar yen. Just put this trade on a little bit. And, we're a little bit breaking even on that. Now, ideally, I would like to have my take profit before I'd have to take out this low. But my real target on this trade would be more down towards this area, which is that big swing low here. Okay. So if this does hold and this starts breaking down, then we have an opportunity to break through here and come back and kind of test somewhere in here. Just keep, just look at the bigger picture. Okay. We'll move up, down, came up. Okay. Really didn't take out the high here, but came down. Okay. Took out the high, just really at the same areas. Okay. And moved up, moved down, but now we have a directional indicator at the high. And so we are going to play that. But once again, this is a very choppy market. And the dollar is particularly weak. And here comes gold. And here comes gold, which I got shaken out of earlier on today. Sad, very sad. Any questions, anybody? I said tough markets right this second. Just look at if you just look, everything is the euro has got some strength. And that's why the euro yen has been as strong as it has been. Then here comes the S&P, wants to set a new high. I am short S&P, not off of a really, and it took it out. It was just looking to get on the other side of a trade. The markets have been, but yet, as I told you, they're grinding you out. Okay, these they're grinding out the shorts on the indexes. Any questions, anybody? That kind of a day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Russell 2000. You know, boom. Or these markets, they just want to push and want to push and want to push. Just went short also the Russell 2000. Okay. We're pushing up, we're pushing up, we're pushing up. We have, this is the 1 hour chart. So you have Friday's high, we have Thursday's high, we have Wednesday's high of last week. Okay. Last week's high, okay, was Tuesday, was early here. And so again, I am playing the fact that these markets are very, very choppy. And I want to give things just a little bit of room. So what I like to do, believe it or not, guys, when the markets are really choppy, I actually like to trade a little bit more, if that makes sense. Because the more you trade, if our setups are good and we use the right lines, the more you trade, the better chance you have of hitting your winning percentage, because the markets are really, really choppy. And, we can wait for these perfect setups at all times. And, sometimes they're just tough to get. So we'll see. I'm gonna try and let these trades play out. All right, so we're playing short dollar yen off of a directional indicator. We're playing short S&P right now, and we're playing the short Russell 2000 as of right now. And it is 10:27. See, I'd like to get a new confirmed line up here would be nice on the S&P. Put in a new confirmed line up top would be very nice. Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Hey, guys. Okay. If there's anything I'm doing that doesn't make sense, please let me know. Well, just a little pop up. That's aggravating. I was long gold earlier and got out. Got stopped out. Second. There we go. Hang on. See what happens at 10:30. What for questions, fellas, ladies, gentlemen? Okay. Just jumped here. Well, got stopped out. When I get stopped out, I got stopped out of the S&P. Right. All right. Take a losses, boy. I tell you, they grind in higher. Any questions? Anybody? Taking questions. Mhm. Mhm. The S&P, I have a feeling the S&P stopped me out at the high and is going to drop. That would be annoying. But it wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, I really don't like yeah, I'm not in love with that Russell 2000 trade. I didn't see. Little wrong. Mhm. Look at the S&P. That is aggravating. If that takes me out at the high, that is really, really aggravating. Okay. Russell 2000 trade is back to about even. Look at that S&P. That is aggravating. So I got to give the guys, got to give a little room. Yen started its move down, took out this red line, stopped short of this area over here, but that trade still is intact. Well, let's go look at the S&P. God damn it. Sorry, guys. Totally had the trade right. Totally had the trade right, and it just came up and stopped me out right at the high. Well, that's why in these markets you got to leave a little bit of room. Got to leave a little bit of room. S&P, let's just see what we got here. Dow is up 40 points. Nasdaq's down 26. Huh? I'm not in love. Let's go. Come on. Look what's going on here. S&P. Horrible, horrible. Very disappointed in that S&P trade. It's very aggravating. I have 4 lots on the Russell 2000. What I'm going to do on the Russell 2000 trade right here is I'm going to take off a little piece, 2.09 right here. Hold on. Yeah, I took off half that trade. Took off half that trade. The reason why I did it is because I didn't really do it. I want to be short. I didn't really do it. There's no, I'm not playing off of a key AT line. I played off of this false breakout high and then low. I'll hold on to this trade. I'm also going to, what I'm going to do is, let's see, it was 2000. Yes. On. Stop loss. Okay, I moved my stop loss to break even, you could see on the Russell 2000 trade. And I am moving to take profit on this part. I took off half the trade, so I am going to be moving this take profit just all the way down here. And I may even play with that in a little bit. So I'm not necessarily looking to, okay, here comes dollar yen, right in our area. Now I got to take out this key line. So what do we have here? Dollar yen. I'm going to do once again, I'm going to take off half of this right here. And I'm going to move my stop loss. Once again, I'm also going to be I'm going to move my take profit down. I'm trying to manage stuff a little bit differently, guys, because of the way these markets work. Come on, move. Ow! I don't want to get taken out. Okay, I move my take profit on this trade all the way down here. Guys, and look at the S&P. I got stopped out right at the top. Right at the top. That is horrible. Now, why did I move my take profits? Okay, first of all, let me get my stop to break even over here. Hold on the dollar yen. Okay, hang on a second. And 130, Oops. 134.60, 134.60, 134.59.5. Hang on a second. Okay. I have my stop losses at break even on both trades. And I'm going to let them run a little bit. And I'm going to monitor it a little bit. Now, these are key areas to get out. Okay. I mean, there's no question off of this line. But if it takes out this line, I think we have, a continued move down. So once again, what was the most thing that we could take out of this trade right now? What's the most important thing that we can learn, okay, from today? Dollar yen, just being patient, waited for a directional indicator, had our stop above here, had our take profit here, would have hit the full take profit already, but that's fine. Okay, I could get out of this trade, but the way the market is moving, I'm going to play it. I have my stops and break even, and you know what? And I am happy to let both of these trades run. The S&P came after a key area. Just see, 81, Russell 2000. Yeah, hey, I have my stops to break even now. Any questions, anybody? Okay, so here's a picture perfect, and everybody was here for it. A picture perfect dollar yen trade. Just to show you again, directional indicator, high of the day. When the directional indicator was set, it gave me a good opportunity to get in, not far away. And the move continued exactly the way we like to see it play out. So what's the point here? The point here is if you're around and if you're patient, okay, when you have a directional indicator on a 15-minute chart at the high or the low of the day, and you can get a good entry, remember, you don't just chase it, got to get a good entry kind of close up to this area, all right, then that's a tip. That's an amazing trade to trade. It's a trade that we look for every day. Unfortunately, we're not always here when that trade happens. We're not always online when it happens. Let's see what's doing here. I want to let these things run today. Okay. So here you go. This is an amazing trade to trade right here, textbook. And this is a greater than a 50-50 one loss ratio, one loss percentage. If you play a 15-minute directional indicator and you get a good area, look what's going on here now. Look what's going on. Hold on a second. Hold on, guys. I don't want to get taken out. It's true. I'm going to move my take profit again. Hold on. This thing is very weak. Move my take profit again there. I am moving my take profit again on dollar yen because we're getting some weakness here. So let's just see. Trying to grab it. Sorry. Take profit. Yeah. There we go. Just move that take profit a little bit also. Now, am I getting greedy? Maybe. Okay, maybe. But I have a look at this hurts. This move in gold hurts because I was long gold before, got stopped out. This move in the S&P hurts because I was short before and got stopped out. Any questions? Anybody? All right. This was a good time. My early trade, this was a good time to trade. This area. What do I got left? Russell 2000. So without being greedy,
A lot of egg. Made a lot.
Boy, that's weak. These indexes are weak. Russell 2000 is down now. What do we got going? What you got dropping? Yields are dropping. Russell 2000 is down, not even that much, only 0.2%. All right. Dollar yen. So what do we have left? At dollar yen, we only have one lot left, one standard lot left. We took out this trend line. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy to stay short in both of those pairs right now. And this is and now, guys, this is also, so this is a lesson now also in. Hang on, you know what I want to do, because this is definitely a key area. So well, let's go to the Russell 2000. Let's get out of one. I don't want to be greedy. So I'm getting out of half of the position, I think. Hold on, let's just see. Boy, does it look weak. Let's just see. All right, I got out of half of that position. I'm going to let the rest run. And the dollar yen, let's take a look. Get out of another little piece of that. Not be greedy. Okay, just take some profits off the table there. Okay, and see what happens. So I am okay. I'm still short. My stops are in at break even, and I am actually going to move once again. Why am I doing this, guys? Because I am looking. Let's get down here. Dollar yen. I want to take. I may be looking to hold some of these positions. Let's just see. You know what? I am actually going to move my take profits all the way down here. I may not get here, guys. Okay. This is the 15-minute chart. I may not get here, and I may get out, just so you know. I'm going to monitor these trades. All right. And so this may change my mind. I'm safely in here just because I have my stops to break even, which is fine. Okay. Doesn't mean I want to give up these profits if I don't like what I see going on. Right? And right now, very weak. I'm happy to stay short. Any questions, anybody? All right. This was the key trade right here. This was the best trade. Yes, I'm making some money on the Russell 2000. That was not a typical AT trades. That's not one of the trades that we teach. All right. Why did I do it? I thought this was going to be a little bit of a fake break high. Turned out to be correct. When I looked at the longer term charts, where are we? Remember, we took a look at this, right? We came up to, remember, this is now an hour chart. So this is today. So we came up and touched Friday's high, Thursday's high. Okay? So that was a decent area to get short. That makes sense to everybody. And now, you know what? I'm going to try and ride this. Early in the week, it's Monday. This is a very strong reversal candle, obviously. Now, these are key areas here. We got to start chopping out these lines, okay? This line right here, okay, is an important line, all right? Why? All right, because it started here, all right, before the high, okay? This is the last red line prior to a high. We had to move up, move down, a little bit, move up, really, didn't set a new high, came back down to here, okay? Which means that this line right now, okay, is key, and this line is very key, okay? And you saw how that held right here. And so we got to get down below this line if we can on a 15-minute chart, which would open up significantly more area. And so I'm going to just, let's see what happens. Let it go. Dollar yen continues to move down a little bit. Dollar is weak. You see euros moving higher. Pound is moving higher. Gold. This is aggravating. This is aggravating, and the S&P is aggravating because they definitely had the right positions on early. But that's trading, guys. You have to, unfortunately, you have to get out. You just cannot leave positions on. You have to have an area where you're going to get out. Sometimes you get stopped out. Oftentimes you get stopped out, okay? But you have to have that stop in there, and you don't move the stop. You can move your take profit. If you like what's going on, you can move to take profit. All right. Now, when you see things starting to break down and you have room behind it, you can play it. That's when you learn how to really use the amazing trader lines, okay, to follow a trade in the right direction with you, okay, and which is what I'm going to try and do, today. Any questions, anybody? Okay. Very, very key here. I really want you guys, please pay attention to this, okay? This is our trade right here, directional indicator. When you can get a directional indicator at the high or low of the day, that is one of our top 2 or 3 trades. Okay? This is what we're looking for. If you can find this trade, this setup every day, go through multiple instruments, multiple pairs, whatever you guys like to trade. There's a lot of different things out there. I can't focus on 30 different pairs. Okay, so I try and get a basis in my core, as I've told you. Doesn't mean, and I'm happy to look elsewhere if you guys have some suggestions and some trades. Please, if you see something happening, if you see a setup, okay, that I'm not seeing, I have a very big basis. I look at gold a lot. I look at the indexes a lot, the euro, the sterling, dollar, yen. I make sure I watch the dollar index. Guys, I am going to take a 2-minute break, okay? A potty break. So I'm going to put myself on mute and I will be back in literally 2 minutes. So hang on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anybody see anything? Any questions? Anybody see anything else? All right. We clearly came right down to this key amazing trader line on the Russell 2000 and boom, bounced right off of it. Okay, that's no accident. I wouldn't be surprised to see that's one of the reasons why I got out of the piece. Okay, this is no accident. However, I still, as we know, I have a bias short on the indexes. What's going on here with gold? Interestingly enough, let's just see. Gold's very range bound also. See, right up against these key amazing trend. I really thought that gold, I you know what, I was, playing this. It just kept banging its head against it. Doesn't, here's the 15-minute chart right up to the high of the day. And now it looks like it's reversing. We're just just look at this right here. Here's this range. You had this big move up Friday and then down Friday. Okay. And then we're settling into a range. You probably want to be short off of this line, but I'm not going to put on another trade on gold right now. See what else is happening. All right. See, this line is holding. Anybody with any questions? Just take a look. Okay. No questions. Okay. Again, please recognize this chart. Okay. Directional indicator, 15-minute high of the day. Now, let me open this up a little bit because I want you to see something. What's important. This is one of the things, why you could get a little bit frustrating. Okay. Remember, the line formed off of this candle, but it formed first as an unconfirmed line. Okay. It wasn't until the close of this candle next to it when this line went from checked to solid, went from unconfirmed to confirmed. So when this candle closed, this was your entry point, right around in here. Okay, which is where I got in. That is an ideal trade. Now, doesn't mean it works out 100% of the time. Very well might not. There's no question about it. Nothing works 100% of the time. If there were 80 or 90% of the time trades, I assure you, I would tell you about them. Okay, but trading is not like that. It's not that easy. Okay, I don't know that there's any 80 or 90% setup that's on the board. Certainly none that I'm very comfortable with. Okay, and you can wait, and the idea with what we do here is to take advantage of the odds, and when I mean that is that we do better with the more we trade. All right, we do better the more we trade, and so I'm going to be trying to do that with you guys. Unfortunately, 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning, there may not always be a great setup in this 1 hour period. Remember, the market's been flying, not flying, but the market, especially since Europe, in Europe, 4 o'clock a.m. New York time. And so now here we are already at almost 11, which is Europe closing. So it's not always the ideal time. So, we have to fight a little bit harder. But today, we were fortunate in this time frame that we did get a directional indicator and we had an opportunity to play it. But what's important, and what I was showing you guys, is that sometimes when this directional indicator will form, okay, remember it'll form when this candle closes, but supposing this candle was like kind of down here, okay, or down here when this line confirmed, all right, that happens quite a bit. And so the problem is that just because when this line confirms doesn't mean that that's an automatic put the trade on. We want to be closer to the line than way down here. And so that you're going to find that that's a little frustrating because that does tend to happen a bunch, that when a line will confirm, the candle, may be far away from it, at which point we have to wait for a retracement to get in at a better area. And if we don't get a retracement, then we have to just wait, until the next time a trade comes around. All right. So just because you see a directional indicator when you're looking back in retrospect, okay, just because you see a directional indicator does not mean there was a great trade opportunity. Please make sure you understand. As you go look at charts, you can say, okay, see, let's look down here. Okay, so we have the directional indicator at the low of the day over here. Confirmed when this candle closed. Okay, remember, until the following candle closes, this was an unconfirmed line. This line confirmed. It looks like I'm having a problem with my internet, so I don't know if you hear me. Hopefully you hear me. Okay, so when this line confirmed at the close of this candle, which means this was your entry point, which still gave you a great area to trade. So take a look, okay? So here was your entry here, stop below the low of the day, and you had your take profit very easily right over here. Well, guys, I don't know if you still hear me. Seems like my internet connection may be a little bit spotty right now. And it is, okay, question. Do we have a question? Oh, yeah, you hear me. Thank you. Okay. On my set, I was definitely choppy, and I was cutting in and out on my MT4 account here for a second. So and I got a little internet sign up. Oops. By the way, guys, you know, if this ever happens to you, see what just happened here to my chart? Please take note of this. Okay. If you have a lot of charts up, what happens is sometimes there's one chart, okay, that's for whatever reason, it will go blank. Okay. If you keep a lot of charts up, this may never happen to you. You may never see this. Okay. But look, hold on, I'm just gonna minimize this chart a little bit. Okay. So you see how when this happens, if this ever happens to you, okay, right here, it's very, very simple. Okay, just open it up. Okay, if this ever happens to you, it's very simple. Just change the time frame. Okay, and then go back to whatever time frame you were looking at. If you were looking at the 15-minute originally, okay, very, very easy to do. All right, so I don't know, you know, it doesn't happen to everybody. It happens to me occasionally because I have a lot of different charts kind of up, as you can see down here, and a lot of different windows up. And so it's possible that it could affect a card. Okay, well, what do I have here? Aussie dollar. I don't want that. Let me go back to my Russell 2000. See what's happening here. And the Russell 2000 keeps moving. Dollar yen started its move back up. Okay, but we don't even have a confirmed bottom here yet. So I'm going to sit. Okay, I got my stop loss in right here. My stop loss is at break even because I'm not going to take a winner on any of this and lose. A better stop loss will be above these lines, but I'm not going to take a loss on any piece of this trade. So if it comes out and takes me out over here, that's fine. I already made some money on the trade. Okay. Okay. But as you can see, the Russell 2000 continues to weaken. S&P key line here wants to take out. I see the NASDAQ took out its lows. All right, wants to maybe continue down. As Russell 2000, very, very weak. Very weak. You know what? I want to hold. I want to hold on to this trade. Let's take a look. I really want to hold on to this trade. We do have a lot of earnings coming up this week. Also, guys, keep that in mind. This is a very big earnings week. A lot of the big tech stocks this week. Let's just see. You know, how much do I have left? I mean, Russell 2000. I have one lot left. I'm going to hang on, guys. Russell 2000 is down. What's it down? Only 6.5. It's down it's 0.38%. Yeah, I'm going to stay with these trades. All right, guys. Any further questions? It's 5 minutes after 11. I normally close at about 11. I'll stay open for a couple of questions if anybody has before I go on the markets. So let's keep in mind we have some very big news coming out. Okay, first of all, there's a lot of things. Let's just big picture. Let's just keep in mind a big fight is going to be coming up on the debt ceiling. All right. The market generally seems to be very cavalier about that because historically we've always had these fights, and then at the last minute we came in and it was settled. Okay, market probably is reacting the same way. I'm not so sure that this situation that we're in right now is going to resolve itself the way it has resolved itself in the past, but we'll see. Okay, we'll see. We have some very big information coming out. We have PCE coming out on Friday of this week. PCE is really the Fed's main gauge of how they're going to view inflation in the marketplace. Okay, that's the PCE and the core PCE. That's coming out on Friday. So we know that's going to be there. We have the debt ceiling that's hanging over our heads right now. We have a lot of earnings coming out this week still. And then we have the Fed obviously coming in the middle of next week. And then we have non-farm payrolls at the end of next week. So a rare opportunity when we have the non-farm payrolls and the Fed announcement in the same week. So I don't anticipate necessarily a lot of big moves. I want to see what happens on Friday with the PCE. Let's see what some of these tech earnings and other bank earnings that are coming out this week. Let's see how they do. So, just stay on your toes. That's all I can say. Stay on your toes. There's no big trend right this second. And but there are avenues to kind of make money, but watch out for consolidations. Don't chase anything, okay? Because these markets have especially now, they're very big in trying to get you to chase, only to reverse in your face. So, any questions before I leave for today? Otherwise, we will see you again tomorrow morning. But we're doing okay on these last couple of trades. The more you trade, believe it or not, the better you'll be. You'll find that you just don't have to be so perfect, and it happens to me also. You wait around and you try and be perfect, and you try and nail the perfect entry, and then you try and be patient. And sometimes you just gotta put some trades on, even if you do it on a slightly longer term chart. Okay, so that's it for today. If there's any further questions, guys. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to stay short for right now, dollar yen. I'm going to stay short for right now, Russell 2000. I am going to monitor them both. I will not give myself a chance. At the very worst, I'm going to get out at a break even on the remaining parts of these trades. At the very worst, otherwise, I'm going to let them run a little bit. I am a little bit concerned. I've mentioned this every day last week, especially in the afternoons, that these markets have a tendency to grind up. The indexes in particular grind up. Once Europe closes, they start to grind higher. And so I'm going to be particularly, aware of that with this pair. So I may monitor if it starts its way back up and starts to, grind higher. I don't know that I may get out before my stop at break even. I'll have to see. But right now, weakness, dollar yen, weakness in the dollar in general. We have weakness right now in the indexes, and that's how I'm going to play them for the time being. Okay, so thanks for your time. This whole session has been recorded. Go to our YouTube channel. If you don't have the address, text Jay or email Jay. They'll give you the address to our YouTube channel, where all of our daily videos have been recorded. And so if you have any questions, you can review the video later. If you got on late today, a bunch of you have. And you can always ask questions and come prepared tomorrow. Before you get on the class in the morning, do a little if you can. I don't know what the first time is, and I don't know how you structure your day. If you can get on and you can get looking before the session starts for yourself. Don't just look at what I look at. Look at other pairs. Look at Euro crosses. Euro crosses have been very strong. So you can look at Euro crosses. You can look at the yen pairs. You can look at other things I don't look at all the time. The Aussie, you know what I've been looking at a lot before I run? I've been looking at the Aussie Kiwi. Let's see if it broke down. Hold on. No, see? Looking at the Aussie Kiwi. Okay, and just look how these things move. Look how strong. We do have a directional indicator on a 4-hour chart. Okay, however, 4-hour chart, but we did come down to a low before the high on the 4-hour chart, which is holding for right now. So this is Aussie Kiwi on a 4-hour chart. We had a directional indicator. Okay, but once again, the problem is, okay, now here, take a look. Here's where the line started off of this candle. It was confirmed, and this is the point I was trying to make before. It was confirmed when this candle closed. So when this candle closed, pair was right here. So just because this candle closed, confirmed the directional indicator, the price was already down here. And we had a very key, amazing trader line right below it. So this was not the time to get short. So just because an amazing trader line came in, a directional indicator came in, all right, when it was confirmed, The price was already down here, sitting almost on top of a key amazing trader line. So even on a 4-hour chart, you're not getting short right here just because you had a directional indicator. Now, if we come back up, we can monitor it. If this line holds, all right, we can look to get short up here. That would be a better short, but not down here. All right, so I hope everybody understands that. That's very, very important. And this is what I really wanted to illustrate, which is why I'm staying on just a little longer right now. Because what I really wanted to illustrate the difference is what happens when a directional indicator is confirmed, but the price has already moved pretty far away from it by the time it confirmed. So just because we had a directional indicator confirmed, when it did, the price was down here. So you were not going to jump on a short here. The way to go here would be wait for a retracement to then get short. That makes sense to everybody. All right, that's it for today. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Once again, please note that, the ideal trade, kind of what you're looking at is, this is what you're looking at. Okay, right up here, the high of the day with an area. See, because now look at the difference. And again, I just want to show you the difference. Okay, there's a 15-minute chart. Right, when this was confirmed, right, the closest key amazing trader line is down here. This was the real low before the high. Okay, you could maybe say this was a low before a high over here. Okay, but there's no reason why this move can't come down into this area. So when this line confirmed up here, we had a lot of room between here and here. Okay, remember, this line was already taken out. So this technically is actually a bounce trade. If you really want to look at it, this is actually a bounce trade galore. Okay, what we had to move higher. There was a red line here, set a new high. That red line was taken out on this move down, bounced back up, set a directional indicator, as well as created a bounce trade, which really pushed the momentum down into this direction. So I hope everybody sees that and understands the difference, that just because the directional indicator was created, when that second line was actually confirmed, when I went back and showed you the other pair, we were too close to a key amazing trader line to enter the short at that time. Okay, hope that makes sense to everybody. That's a little subtlety that you have to learn when you get in here. And always remember, and even when I was going short here, this line was my first area where I knew it was going to be a problem. Okay, however, this was not a key line because it came after the high on the move down. So yes, this was a low on this move. Yes, I thought that the pair would probably stop here, digest, not go up necessarily, but this line would not have been the same as this line. All right, please understand the difference. This red line and this red line. Why? Because this is before the high. Okay, this red line came in after the high. That's something you really need to know about how these lines work. All right, so once again, I told you I'm getting off for the last 10 minutes. Now I am really getting off. Okay, so have a good day, everybody, and we will see you all tomorrow.